everyone, John Henry here, slingshotfutures.com, and welcome to the Market Mindset, where we dig into the reasoning behind the moves today so that we can better understand tomorrow. And this time around, we're going to be taking a look at the soybeans. Now, the soybeans market as a whole is a relatively consistent market in terms of movement. When it picks a direction, it usually keeps going in that direction. It's very similar to the bonds, if you're familiar with those. Now, the overall move that we had yesterday, just kind of breaking things down a little bit, was a massively bearish move. Now, that huge bearish tone that we had going into yesterday's close, it didn't stop. It did it all the way until the very end of the day. So with that heavy bearishness, we're going to have a lot of sellers that would love to sell the first move up, just trying to get in for another move down, maybe to the prior low of day, which would be the lows, maybe for a big AB equals CD correction lower. You know, there's a lot of potential selling pressure here that sellers are going to chase after, and that offers up a nice first attempt where the buyers try pushing higher, they fade initially, they push up again, and then they fail back down once more. That is a beautiful reason to become a seller for the short term at the very least, just to attempt to drive the market down. Now, initially, we were talking about this in the room where this drive lower looks really good, but then the follow through was terrible, right? A huge wick at the bottom is not what you want to see if you're looking to get into a trade trying to drive the market to the lows. And the follow through with that afterward was even worse. It was a bigger candle with even more wick. So a lot of that selling pressure obviously dried up. They weren't looking for a huge move anymore. They were just looking for a quick drop lower. So it offered up more so a scalp than anything else before starting to turn back the opposite direction with the buyers taking over. Now, this could just be a potential trap. They did come up to that prior swing high and they formed one of my favorites, the twin reversal, right? Pushes up and then pushes right back down. Beautiful reversal potential. Came back to that area and held it to the tick and turned back down again. So another beautiful chance to give the sellers another go. And guess what? Once again, really bad follow through. Bad follow through. Good candle, bad follow through, and they couldn't continue. So that's telling us one really big thing. The sellers are trying, and they can't get things going. So the next time we find an area of support, like a rising channel, drawn off the highs, transpose it to the lows, beautiful area of support, held twice, beautiful bounce area with the sellers getting bad follow through, bad continuation. That is a gorgeous reason to flip gears and become a buyer short term, knowing that the buyers are obviously defending the lows. They're probably looking back to the highs again. We are breaking the highs. We are not breaking the lows. Big clues here. So big pop higher, really nice drive up. They got another pullback right into that exact same area of support and found another huge bounce. And that is another really good reason to become a buyer, going back up towards those highs. And guess where it went? Same time, same place, back to the swing high, right? It's the exact same thing that they did before here. They did the same thing once again. They poke their head above it, pull down, come back to it for a retest, and fade off. This time around, they poke through it, they come back, they retest it. This time they double topped on it and fade down. So overall, it did exactly what it has been doing. And again, that's the wonderful thing about agricultural markets in general. They're very predictable in that sense. They love doing what they've been doing. They keep doing it over and over and over again. And that's just a really good example of how to use that to your advantage. So overall, just a beautiful day of weak bull trending movement towards the upside there, with the clues that the sellers were just falling apart consistently every single time they tried. Much better to switch into a buyer, switch gears, and push that market back up towards the high. So that's going to do it for this one. Hopefully you learned something, hopefully found it interesting, and we'll see you next time.